Okay. Hello, buddies. It's me, King, the Kingdom Hearts boy. Yep. Let's start the video. Okay, so today we'll be talking about, Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance Flowmotion and how can it be changed. So, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, it was a great game. It was a great stepping stone for people who could, maybe reduce the game, and it was a great stepping stone for Kingdom Hearts movement, in a way. But when they took it, but in Kingdom Hearts 3, what they did with it, it just kind of, okay, so what you're seeing now is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance's beta trailer. And you can see Sora, Riku, whatever they're doing. Although, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, it was a great game. You could do so much movement. It's great game movement-wise. As you can see Sora falling down the sky, that's what people were feeling when they were playing the game. They were amazed. They fainted. But, it's like Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, it should be appreciated more. But not because of its gameplay. Well, yeah, partly because of that. But it's because of... sorry about that. You see that? Restricted flow motion. Flow motion used to be like that. Flow motion used to be restricted to some areas. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance produced a awesome movement mechanic called flow motion. Flow motion is a thing that is used to bounce off walls for different areas, to get to higher places. But it's like they messed with it wrongly in Kingdom Hearts 3. They turned it into something much more restricted and not for what flow motion was intended for, movement. See, and as you can see, that's what athletic flow is. That's basically what you pretty much do movement-wise. That's it. You can't really have fun with the move. This dude is this is just me, bouncing back and forth. Although flow motion is very, very, very restricted. It makes me so mad just thinking about it. But okay, so Kingdom Hearts 3's flow motion is okay, battle-wise. Movement-wise, it kind of just ruined it. And I have a reason why there should be a change. First of all, it is, movement. It's kind of like free running, stuff like that. Yeah, free running, I would do anything to, get rid of free running and add flow motion back. Flow motion helped the game. It was a huge stepping stone that really helped. It was a great thing. And I believe that Kingdom Hearts sales could boost really high if they just added flow motion again. Flow motion helped extremely, and not just for fun purposes. No, it could have been added to the story as well. It could have its own kind of concept. If you look in the early beta trailers for Kingdom Hearts, 3, it showed that the Unset's Tower was supposed to be a thing. Now, you're probably wondering, what does the Unset's Tower have to do anything with this? Well, the Unset's Tower, people could have traveled to it, hear me out, and that could be used as a tutorial ground for training, for flow motion. I'm not saying that Olympus Coliseum could have been, not a training ground. They could have used that to introduce fighting, but then after that was done, they could have how they introduced summons? They could have done the same thing in Twilight Town, but then after that, once you were done with the whole Lucky Emblem and Ratatouille thing, they could have instead of coming back after Winnie the Pooh, not Winnie the Pooh, but right after the Ratatouille thing, they could have gotten a summon from the Unset's Tower, and then you could use the train again. If you saw my out of bounds you can see that most of the areas have physics detection, and that you can touch the wall, you can touch the rails, and you can go to the clock tower. And the train was supposed to move too, which means, and there was actually a big dome behind the train station, which means there might have been a train station for the person to use. Athletic flow is just, it's a great use. Okay, athletic flow. It's good for combat, only combat. But the thing is, it's only good for only combat. Like athletic flow, it's just more. It kind of made athletic flow a bit more. How do I put it? It made full motion a bit more restricted, and free running kind of did compensate for this, but it made it so boring. It just makes it so bad that I can't move around like I used to in Dream Drop Distance. People who played Dream Drop Distance first and then went to Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not saying you should do this, but they're gonna be so pissed off. Any kind of player who played Dream Drop Distance and then Kingdom Hearts 3 will be pissed off, because movement, things about games, they should get a previous game mechanic and return it, but as the same thing. They shouldn't just break. They can't just make it bad. It's flow. Although okay, so flow motion back then, how early in the video I said that it used to be restricted in the beta, right? Well, back then, flow motion could be only used in specific areas, and well, I would have liked that in Kingdom Hearts 3. But before we talk more into that topic, let's go more into how flow motion back then was different in the trailers. The combat was kind of different. In the beta in Dream Drop Distance, it was much better because you could just jump up in the air and then you could do whatever. It was just a simple touch of a button and then you could go into the air. Now, to people that might seem a bit broken, and it is. It really is, but before we go into that topic, let's talk more about movement, and not specifically full motion or free running. Now we're gonna talk about just base movement. Sora and Riku, in both games, Riku's movement is the same. He still has all of his flow motion, all of his movements, dark roll, barrier, but that means he still has flow motion. And if he doesn't, well, I actually haven't explored this. I haven't gone into the game to spam flow motion because I was just kind of focused on Remind. But if he did have flow motion, would he still have the same thing, or would it be normal? Because Sora's different slam, the little slam dive, shock dive, yeah. I get why they did that. They made it less overpowered. I actually appreciate that. Although the rest of the movement mechanics are kind of useless. Buzzsaw, it was kind of useless because when you use air step and kind of go up to an enemy, it kind of did random things. You kind of just charged up at an enemy, hit it, and 9 out of 10 times, the third hit won't even go through. The third, and I repeat, third strongest attack. It's the strongest one. 1, 2, and then the third flow motion attack. Air step, 1, 2, and then most of the time the enemy will just move out of the way because you're frozen in one area. And even if you're probably gonna be like, oh, but without it, you won't be able to do it. But no, if you turn it off, you'll still have your base air combos. And what they introduced in update 1.09, which I'm thankful for, they're gonna the new thing where you just the new combos, it works perfectly. It's just they could have done so much more with flow motion in Kingdom Hearts 3. But the little free running thing. Oh god, the free running. The free running worked. It worked. I'm not saying it's bad. Like the early trailers for it was amazing. And even now, it's still good. It's so much fun to just run up wall, dodge stuff. It was fun. Although but flow motion, it was supposed to be toned down so that free running could be introduced. Although what they really did was made it irrelevant. With free running right there, it just stopped it. Free running was there to. Free running just made it kind of just made its way as the new, the new movement mechanic to kind of kick flow motion in the face and just move on. Although I believe flow motion could still be, viable. if they just did the thing I'm about to talk about in a second, which I call the balanced fun. I want it to have balanced fun. No. Well, you're probably think, what's balanced fun? I've never heard of that before, and now saying this, I feel like everybody has heard of this. Although, what I'm saying about is balanced fun. Like, what's better than balance? What's better than fun? Balanced fun. I kind of said that wrong, but like I said, what's better? But like, you want balance, but when you have balance, it kind of takes away the fun of the game. And then, well, you want to have balanced fun, and I see that they try to do that better in Kingdom Hearts 3. But you know the early trailers, in the very first trailer in 2013, you know, with the old the old engine, and then how they use movement like that. That was great. And in that early trailer, Flowmotion could have still been used better. But yeah, like I said, Flowmotion is a great mechanic, and they should have done so much more with it. But we're gonna go to the balanced fun thing I was talking about. So Flowmotion and Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance, it was great. It was an amazing it was a great thing to be used. Although, like, they should have used the balanced fun thing I was talking about. You see, they could have done what they did in the early trailers for Dream Drop Distance. They could have maybe just added it through and then, like, restricted to some areas. Maybe use it for some boss fights. Like, maybe for some boss fights, or maybe for a cutscene, they could have added a new move. This is one of my ideas that I was talking about, that I was talking about, with some of my friends. Like, for the Xehanort fight, right before it, when Xehanort was holding Kyrie, Sora could have used Flowmotion to add a new ability. It could be called, and not just, instead of adding Super Jump in the Tangled world, I would call Flowmotion Super Jump, Flowmotion Jump, or something, or similar to that. Or Athletic Jump. Yes, Athletic Jump. That's a great name. But Athletic Jump, it could have been used to jump. If you could hold it for a few seconds, maybe you could hold the triangle button and down, and then you could have jumped up in the air and then hit whoever you needed to hit. Now, I get how that seems a little bit overpowered, but it works great. It works amazingly, and it's a better resource to Super Jump. Because Super Jump only works when you jump up to the wall and get in the air. But what about the times where there is no wall? And there is a downside to this too. So that way it won't be too broken. When you jump up in the air, there's nothing to bounce off of it. But there's something in the air. You can only do the air step combos. That's what I want to add there. I want there to be balanced fun. And I believe that these changes that I'm talking about here will make a greater impact on to the Kingdom Hearts games, and the movement could be like made better than what it was originally intended to be. This ended up to be a very long rant about something so trivial, but yeah, that's the end of the video. I see you guys later, and I'll end the video. Bye.